What's up, y'all? Entropy here. Welcome back to Freeport Tech Dynasty. We're at 6-2, coming off a great win on the road against a then undefeated East Carolina team. So that was a heck of a game. Obviously, we won off the blocked field goal by Mekhi Sanders, which I still can't believe actually happened. That was one of the craziest endings I've ever had in one of these games. But we are back home this week. We got 4-4 Memphis in town, so the record indicates that they're not having as good of a year as they probably would have liked, I'm sure, but I'm not about to sleep on them despite their 1-3 conference record. I know this team is extremely talented, so I expect us to have our hands full. But one thing I did want to talk about is recruiting got crazy this week. There were a lot of things that happened, so Afa Bacon, the quarterback, we're still trying to go after him. I have 50 points into him now, so hopefully that will help us break into his top group here. Still no one else has offered him a scholarship that I can tell, so we should have a decent chance of landing him at the moment. I'm just going to go through like the entire board right now just so you guys are kind of familiar with who I'm going after. Because like I said, there's a lot of moving parts at the moment. Jermaine Timms still in his top 8 stage, so we can't hard sell on him yet. But as we saw, I believe like 2 weeks ago now, Stanford is in the running for him now, and they want to bring him to their school. And so, Power 4 team with a level 2 pipeline tier has me pretty nervous about our odds of getting him. But we do have a lead for him, at least at the moment, and we'll kind of see how it ends up going from here. I added this tight end, Devontae Clay, to the board a while ago, 6'5", 228, from a school that we have a pipeline in, or from a state we have a pipeline in, I should say. And I haven't even been able to scout him yet, though, because I haven't had the hours to do it. So he's here, and depending on how many points we have, because I did some scouting this week, and you'll see who I scouted in a second. So I did some scouting already, moved some points around, so I just didn't have any points to spare to actually scout him. But he's a guy that I would like to look into because our tight end room right now is basically just Blake Smith, who is a senior, and Eric LeCount, and that's it. Those are the 2 guys we have in the tight end room. We have like 2 depth guys, like guys that were on the team already, and Garrett Thompson and Ryan Baldwin, I think are their names. But they're, as you can see, pretty low overall. LeCount is surprisingly low overall for how effective he's been. But yeah, so I think tight end, even though it's not even listed as a need for us, I think it is kind of a position we need to go after. So Clay's on the board. I'd like to scout him at some point. Maybe that'll be a next week thing, depending on how many points I have left. So Jamal Reed, he was the guy that I decided to go after between the 2 tackles last week. Well, Michigan State, who has a level 4 pipeline in Michigan, obviously, has offered him a scholarship, and we are not even in his top group despite putting 50 points into him, so I'm out. I'm not going after Jamal Reed anymore. He will be most likely going to Michigan State, it looks like, and we're out. But Josh Najvar, still no one has put any scholarships towards him, so I had offered him a scholarship already, I believe, but I put the 25 hours into him. And you're probably wondering, Entropy, why are there only 25 points into him if he's a guy that you were talking about going after and you put 50 points into Jamal Reed already? You will see in a second when we get to that position. Trevor Kalu and Emmett Corner, the 2 tackles we're going after. Kalu now in the hard sell stage as he's reached his top 5. And we are still the only school that's offered either of these guys a scholarship. So feeling pretty good about this. Defensive tackle is another position group I'm trying to really revamp kind of in as soon as possible. So these 2 guys, if I can land both of them, they would be very welcome additions. Ben McClure, we've been going after him for a while, the thumper from Houston. We're battling UTSA. We've kind of been gaining, our lead has been improving. We've been getting a bigger and bigger lead lately. So hopefully that means we're going to land him against UTSA, but you never know how these things work. They bring him in for a visit or something, and it could change completely. Now for the position that I need to talk about, I added 2 corners to the board who I looked at. One is Isaac Cole, 5'10", 192, corner from Valdosta, Georgia. And he looks solid, but the 84 speed isn't great. But his coverage ability looks solid. His other athleticisms look solid. But then the other guy is Ray Pepper, the 3-star field corner from Monticello, Florida. These cities are tough to pronounce. But he's got 90 speed, which is awesome for a true freshman. It's so hard to find guys that have that kind of speed already, like right out of the gate. So he is a guy that I absolutely want. His man coverage is also a 78, which is great. I would like to be comfortable running more man coverage. I like running man coverage in general. It just makes me feel a little better. I feel like I struggle running zone coverage, and if a quarterback, if you're going against a good quarterback, they'll pick a zone defense apart, I feel like. So I would love to bring in a guy with good man coverage. Now, interestingly enough, his other athletic attributes, acceleration, change of direction, agility, are not as good as Isaac Cole's. Whoops, wrong button. As Isaac Cole's, his awareness is also a little bit lower. So that's less than ideal. But with that 90 speed, I'm going to count on the rest of that improving. He is also a gem, as you can see. And even more importantly, we are already in his top group. We're number 2 on his board already. We are the only school that has offered him a scholarship. I just offered him a scholarship, and he is the guy that I chose to put 50 points into over Najvar, the offensive tackle. Cornerback is a position that I am trying to get as many quality corners as I can, because stopping the passing game is something that we have not been very good at in this series. So that would go a long way towards helping that. So Ray Pepper, now already one of our highest priority targets on this recruiting board. Will we be able to get him? We'll see. We'll see if any other schools jump in on him this week. Quite a few Power 4 schools, including Utah, who's currently his number 1. And then UCF, who I kind of almost forgot is a Power 4 school. Wazoo and Oregon State are in a weird kind of limbo where they're not really Power 4 schools, but I still consider them as such. And then Kansas and Virginia. So no top tier programs. Utah is definitely the best program on here. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm very excited about the idea of bringing in a freshman corner with 90 speed. I have a hard time finding guys like that. I mean, even Kevin Caudill, who we're very excited about, has 88 speed, and his man coverage isn't even as good as Pepper's is. His zone coverage is better, and his other athletic attributes are better. But yeah, so Pepper, he is a guy that we're putting 50 hours into already. We're sending the house. We need to try and land him as best we can. And then, yeah, that does it. So there are the other names. We'll see how the Najvar race kind of goes. With us only putting 25 hours into him, we probably won't appear on his top schools yet. But if no one else really goes after him yet, we might stand a chance. But if one of those schools, specifically one of those Texas A&M, or Oklahoma, offer him a scholarship and jump in this race, we'll be probably out on him too. So we'll have to see. But yeah, recruiting got crazy in the 1 week that we just simmed. So it's been kind of wild. But that's where it stands. There are some very intriguing options on the board now, especially the corner Ray Pepper. So we'll see how the board falls from here. And I'm hoping we can land a few more of them, because as we kind of have been seeing, it's looking like we're going to be losing a lot of our talent that we brought in the transfer portal. Guys like the tackle Peyton Kirkmore. Why am I blanking on his name? Or Simmons, the edge rusher. We have a lot of really great transfer talent that looks like they're going to be leaving us. So unless something changes between now and the off season. So I'm trying to reload with as much talent as possible. Hopefully we can land some of these guys. We have not worn the military appreciation uniforms yet this season, so let's change that. We'll be rocking them this week against Memphis, who, as you can see, is a 72 overall team, which I think is 10 overall points higher than us. So we're going to have our hands full with them. Yeah, we're only a 62 overall. They're a 72 overall, so I anticipate that Memphis is going to be a problem for us. But we've been up for some crazy matchups already, so maybe we can keep it up and take them down. And here we are back at Rob Jones Stadium. It's a noon kick, and we're starting with the ball. Marquise Taylor will have the chance to return the opening kick here. It's decent blocking, only gets out to about the 20. Coach Ropy locked in as always with the hands on his knees. Those red chrome helmets are absolutely gorgeous. They look incredible. These uniforms look incredible in general. I'm very happy with how these turned out. Duke Clark gets his first carry of the game, and he's got a running room, and he's got a first down on his first carry. We're just going to throw it right back to Clark off the play action, and he's going to fight, and he's going to get another first down. Play action. Can we get that to Smith? We can. He catches it and holds on through the contact, and it's another first down. Keeper for Chris, and that guy was all over it. But Chris does a good job to fight ahead for 2 at least, as we're just across midfield. Got LeCount over the middle, and he's got the first down. A nice block by Duke Clark, I believe that was, to kind of spring him for the first. Play action. Chris drops back looking. Oh, no, he had Watkins, and he fired it out of bounds for some reason. That wasn't even close. Clark with the handoff, cuts upfield, manages 4. It'll bring up 3rd and 6. Lake Smith, the man in motion here as we're trying to convert this 3rd and long. Oh, I tried to get the phase on. Oh, you got to be kidding me. It got popped up in the air and intercepted by a defensive lineman. And what a horrendous way for this game to start. We were driving on him too, and it just doesn't mean anything because of that play. Gosh dang it. It's a handoff on first down, and Jace Nolan does a good job. Stops him for 1. Another handoff. He does get the edge. There's running room. That almost looked like a holding on J.D. Drew. They didn't call it. Spins past another guy. He's down to 34, and Dimitri Dunsmore injured on the play. That's the last thing we need is injuries. 5 wide look for Memphis here. They're going to throw it over to the side. Marquez Vick comes up and makes the tackle, but he gains 6. Bruised ribs will return soon. We'll sub in the backup as always. It's a little RPO. They're going to flip it over to the running back. Vic comes over, makes a tackle, and a nice hit by, I believe that was Micah Brewer that came up. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Drops back, looking, all kinds of time. Has a receiver wide open on the right side, and it's almost a touchdown. Marquez Vic brings him down at like the 1. It's a keeper for the quarterback, and he reaches ahead for the touchdown. Memphis on the board first here, and that's extremely frustrating because we started with the ball and had the momentum on our side, and then a stupid turnover, and it's a touchdown. Ashton Daniels, the Stanford quarterback, is here. He hasn't been great in real life, but I will say I used Stanford in last year's game, and he was a problem for defenses, so I'm not excited about going against him this year. And he's got Memphis on the board, and they take a 7-0 lead. They're kicking it away from Jelani Watkins, which I can't knock him for. It's probably a smart decision. So Marquise Taylor gets it out to the 21. Play action. Chris is just going to keep this. Gets some blocks. Down the field. Down the sideline. There he goes. Brought down just past the 40-yard line. But a great play by Chris improvising. And how about the downfield blocking from the skill position players? You love to see that. And off to Clark following the fullback. But the fullback didn't block that guy. So it's only gain of 3. Clark gets the carry here. Huge hole up the middle. Tries to cut back to the right, but gets the first down to the 27. Play action to Clark this time. Oh, pressure's getting in there. Tried to get it to phase on, but it was far too late. Got hit as I threw it. Clark gets another carry here. Can he get around that guy? No, he couldn't, but he gets close. It'll be 3rd and 1. I feel like they got to be expecting the run here, so we're going to actually throw it and see if we can get you. Oh, Jelani Watkins wide open on the drag. There he goes, and he cuts around the defender, and it's a touchdown. Jelani Watkins, the budding superstar wide receiver for Freeport Tech, has scored the touchdown to get us in a potential tie game here right in the closing seconds of the first quarter. And the extra point is up and good, and that will make it a 7-7 ball game with 3 seconds left in the first. It almost looked like a draw play, but it was an RPO, and Marquez Vick does a great job making the open field tackle there as they lose 1 on the final play of the first quarter. Memphis going 5 wide again here to start the second quarter, and it's an easy completion. Marquez Vick able to get him from behind, but it's another first down for Memphis. It's a handoff up the middle. Oh my gosh, completely missed that tackle, and it's a first down again. It's another handoff and another good gain for Memphis. They get 6 on that carry. Some good run blocking. He is short of the line to gain. Jason Nolan makes a good tackle to bring up 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. They're coming out in a goal line look. I gotta imagine this is a QB sneak. It is. And we keep him short. He's not gonna get it, but they're gonna go for it here on 4th and 1. Am I naive to think they're just gonna run another QB sneak? They didn't. They pitch it wide. Oh, and no one could stop them. It's gonna be a touchdown. We had at least one guy that looked like they might make the play, but he didn't, and it's a long touchdown run for Memphis. A good play call by them, but it doesn't mean I can't be mad about it, as they're about to go back on top by 7 points again. I can't believe one of those two guys, there was a guy on the edge and then like a linebacker or something that was off ball. I can't believe neither of them could get there, but whatever. Another touchdown, and we got to come from behind again. Oh my gosh, that play should have worked better than it did, but it only gets us 2. It's a keeper for Chris. Couldn't get through the defender, but gets 5. It'll make it 3rd and 3. Watkins on the drag. He's wide open again. Oh, he cuts around the defenders. Broussard block. Why are you walking around? Whatever. It's a big play for Freeport Tech. We probably weren't scoring anyway, but man, I would like to see Broussard put in a little bit of effort into his downfield blocking on that play. Oh, I wanted to. I tried to do the thing where you send a receiver upfield, but it chose the wrong guy. So I had to just kind of tuck it and run and take another hit, but it's going to be a 7-yard gain at least. Watkins, the man in motion here, gets it on the jet sweep. Blocking wasn't great, but his speed makes it so it doesn't matter. He's going to score! Jelani Watkins, his 2nd touchdown of the game, takes the jet sweep to the house. He is difficult to bring down in the open field, even though I don't know how like shifty the guy is. Like, I think he's got some moves to him, but my gosh, you put them in space, no one can stop him. And the extra point from Bishop is up and through, and that will tie the game back up with 3.5 minutes left. We started with the ball, so I don't want to be down at the half. I'd much rather, ideally, have a 7-point lead or be tied. So we got to get a stop here defensively. It's a handoff. How in the world did he get out of that? That should have been a stop at the line of scrimmage. Instead, he gets 6. This Khalifa Keith guy is a problem for us right now. We can't stop him. It's a jet sweep, and a great play there. Is that DeAndre White? I believe it was, the defensive tackle, getting some playing time because of the Dunsmore injury. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Great opportunity to get off the field here, as it's going to be a drop back. He's going to look over the middle. How in the world did Foster not break that up? It's a first down, and that one hurt, man. We should have been off the field. 2-minute timeout just happened, and Memphis still has the ball here driving, trying to get some points before the end of the half, and we're trying to keep that from happening. So they're going to start going no huddle here. Jeez, oh Pete, I don't even know if my defense was ready. And that time, J.D. Drew makes a good play on it. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Great job knocking that ball out. Daniels drops back, looking. Blows it deep, and it's dropped. I don't know if J.D. Drew impacted that play or not, but he definitely at least was there. So either way, 4th and down, and we're going to be getting the ball back. Watkins has 2 touchdowns on the day already. Will receive this punt, and it's a good return. Unfortunately, the punter did a good job kicking it somewhere where our blockers wouldn't be. But it's 1st and 10, minute and 30 left, and we have all 3 timeouts. That was probably riskier than it needed to be. Ah, they're not going to give us the first down, so it's going to be we're going to call no huddle here. Clark in motion, phase on underneath. Wow, great job hanging on to that ball. Both tight ends broke free. Blake Smith has it down the right sideline. LeCount with a great block. Smith breaks a tackle and gets out of bounds at about the 15-yard line with 55 seconds left. A huge play on the catch and run. Well, safe to say we're in a position now we could run the ball if we want to, and we do. Duke Clark will get this carry. Doesn't get anywhere, though. It's going to be 2nd and 8. I'm going to let a few more seconds run off, and I'm going to call a timeout right about now. Broussard, a little hitch. Did he get the first? He didn't. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. 20 seconds and counting. Now we're just going to try and run it for the first. Clark gets it. Oh my gosh, I thought he had a touchdown. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 2. 16 seconds left, and we're going to use a timeout here. We still have the timeout in our pocket, so we can afford to try run play, and that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to hand this off to Clark up the middle. Over the top! Touchdown, Marlins! We've got the lead here in the closing seconds of the first half. A fantastic 2-minute drill from the offense, and just like that, we have the lead. Duke Clark punching it in, jumping over the pile, and with this extra point, it'll be a 21-14 ball game. Now there's 13 seconds left and 3 timeouts. I don't know if they're gonna try anything, but they theoretically could if they want to. It's just a handoff. Carter comes up, makes the tackle. No use of the timeout, so I think they are just gonna let it go. That is gonna do it for the first half. Freeport Tech did a great job kind of answering the bell there at the end. With a chance to take the lead, we took advantage of it, running a beautiful 2-minute drill to get down there. And yeah, hopefully the defense can get us a nice stop to start the second half, and then we could really be in business. But that play there, the one they're showing right here, that one hurt. So Dante Carter was the one who I thought was going to be able to make a play on it, and he just kind of didn't. But oh well, we've got the lead. Memphis starts with the ball. Let's do this thing, baby. Let's finish it out. Memphis starts the second half with a run play. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. This dude tore us up in the first half, and he gets 7. Play action over the middle. Vic in coverage, couldn't bring him down. Dante Carter and JD Drew looks like combined on the tackle, and they're going to go no huddle now. It's a keeper for Daniels. Oh my gosh, a big hit from Foster to keep him from getting more than 2 yards. Play action over to the left side. It's caught. Big hit from Foster. It's going to keep him short of the line to gain. CJ Smith injured on the play. Looks like one of the receivers. Coming out on the goal line look again. We'll see what they do. They like running this. They run QB sneak. How the crap did he get that? There's no way. Do you see how many bodies I had that were there? He should not have gotten that. It's a handoff. Number of Marlins there to meet him in the hole. He's not going to get anywhere. Jeez, I wasn't even ready for that. They call a screen to the running back, and the blocking sets up insanely well, and he manages 6. Going to make it 3rd and more manageable. 3rd and 4, another good opportunity to get off the field, but our defense has struggled in these 3rd down situations for most of the day. Daniels drops back, looking over the middle. Horrific pass. Wasn't even close to one of his receivers, and I guess their kicker sucks because they're going to go for it. 5 wide for Memphis here as they're going to try and go for the 4th down. What, are you kidding me? You couldn't break that up? And it's going to be a huge play on 4th down again. That's 2 4th downs that they've taken for a touchdown and nearly a touchdown. Who was the guy in coverage there? Oh my gosh, was that Brewer? It was. Not only did he miss, he also fell down after the fact. And Memphis looks like they're going to score another touchdown here unless we pull off some kind of miracle on the goal line. It's a handoff and it's a touchdown. I cannot believe that just happened again. We cannot. 4th downs are a problem for this defense today. That's 2 4th downs that Memphis went for, and they converted both of them for huge plays. And it's just so annoying because we've had those are opportunities to get their offense off the field and be able to score, and obviously like score back with the ball and get a lead. But they keep scoring off these drives, and it's keeping them in the game. Oh my gosh. Mekhi Sanders, how did he miss that? I thought he was going to block the extra point, but he didn't. He just kind of whiffed on it, and Memphis does tie it up. Watkins with his first chance for a kick return in this game. Oh my gosh, he's got a running lane. Can he go? Jelani Watkins down the middle of the field. No one can catch him, and it's his 3rd touchdown of the day. He returns the kick for a touchdown. I cannot believe how good of a player this dude is. He has been incredible for us throughout this season, but he has taken over this game and has put us back on top. Memphis just stole momentum with their last drive, and Watkins says, no thank you, we'll take that right back. And it's a long kick return for a touchdown. Unbelievable. Gotta imagine that Memphis sideline is deflated a bit after that huge return from Watkins as they get started with a quick little hitter for 3 yards. It's a QB draw for Daniels. He's got room, but he slides short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd and 3. Daniels drops back under pressure, finds a receiver, and it's another 3rd down conversion. Dunsmore on the field, I guess, recovered from his injury, but he gets hurt again. And I hope that one isn't serious because he's been a very good player for us. Our inability to get off the field on 3rd and 4th down is going to be the death of us. Oh my gosh, Xavier Kennedy, what a play to stop Keith there. And elbow bursitis this time, so a completely different injury, I believe. But we'll sub in the backup because I don't want him to get hurt further. They tried the hard count. I think they may have gotten their own lineman with it. Yes, they did. It's a false start by the offense. And that's going to back them up another 5 yards. 2nd and 17 now for Memphis. Tough spot to be in. It's a quick header to the tight end. But Marquez Vick and Jace Nolan don't let it go anywhere. 3rd and 16. Guys, we gotta get off the field here. We cannot give up a 3rd and 16 to this team, as that is not going to get there. It'll be 4th and 6, and they'll be punting it away. Huge stop for the defense. Can the offense put a drive together to make it worthwhile? And that's a terrible start. It's a loss of 11 on the sack, and gosh, that is just the last thing we needed. I want Smith. Can he make the catch? He does, and that's a huge 1st down conversion. Great throw from Chris and a great catch on the sideline by Smith, and it's like that sack never even happened. Duke Clark in motion, and the snap goes to Chris, and gosh dang, the blocking was horrendous as Memphis sustains an injury on the play. He looks okay to me. He must be faking it. Play action. Quick hitter to Smith, and that's a huge catch and run for Smith. And wow, that safety hit him pretty hard to stop him in his tracks. But Blake Smith, over 100 yards receiving on the day. How about that? And I believe that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter as well. Start of the 4th quarter, Freeport Tech up 7 on Memphis. And we have a chance to really take control of this game if we can score here. Wow, what a stiff arm from Clark. And he fights ahead and gets the 1st down. How in the world did he manage that? What a run. We're going to throw a little bubble screen out to Watkins. Makes 1 move, makes 2 moves, spin move. Jelani Watkins, he's in. Oh my gosh. Can you believe this kid? His 3rd receiving touchdown of the game. His 4th in total on the game. And he just made the entire defense miss on that play. Jukes past the 1st guy, jukes around the 2nd guy with that, spin moves around 2 guys, and then fights through the tackles to get into the end zone. Words cannot describe how incredible this kid is at football. Holy crap. Now we are just trying to not give up any huge plays. We got to make Memphis burn down the clock on this drive. And it's over the middle. How in the world did that get completed? That throw was basically perfect. Oh my gosh, I tried to jump then. I just didn't get there. And it's there 2 plays, and they're already like well within our territory at the 33. It's a handoff. Jace Nolan makes the play. It's another handoff. Marquez Vick kind of got blocked into the play, but he does make the tackle and bring up 3rd and 2. It's another handoff, and he's gonna get it. Wyatt Foster just couldn't quite make the tackle. 1st and 10 Memphis. Over the middle, an easy completion on the slant. And he's down to the 2-yard line. This drive has been like the exact opposite of what we needed. We needed a slow, methodical drive, and Memphis is just hitting us with big play after big play after big play. Well, it appears they're coming out in a Wildcat look, which is interesting. I guess we'll see how this goes. And it's the sweep. He froze for some reason, but it didn't even matter. He scored. Memphis not going to go away quietly, evidently. And that drive was miserable by the defense, but we're fighting a lot of wear and tear on defense. It looks like I had a lot of dudes that I had to sub out in between plays, so we didn't even have like our best players out there for some of those plays. But Oh man, we're gonna need to try and run some clock on offense. Ideally to get more points on the board and kind of put this game away, but yeah, we got to spend some time on this drive. Clark with the carry, huge hole to run through, there he goes. Huge play on first down, and that's a fantastic start to this drive. Clark stiff-armed a guy, but wasn't able to get much more. 2nd and 11. We lost one there. Gonna be another handoff for Clark. Huge hole to run through. Great blocking, and he gets the first down as well. Memphis spends their first time out, and that means we're probably a first down away from putting this thing away. Okay, this is horrendous defense by them. Broussard is completely unguarded on the right side, so I'm just going to snap this and throw it to him. And it should be a completion, and it is! Broussard down the sideline, touchdown! Marlins! RV Broussard III gets loose. They were clearly expecting the run there because they just forgot to cover the offensive player. And yeah, the smart play probably would have been to just go down, but I'm not about to rob Broussard of a walk-in touchdown. So that's going to put us back up 2 scores. Zeon Chris eclipses 300 yards in this game. What a game he has had. And it is going to be, gosh, they nearly blocked that, but it's going to be a 42-28 ball game. Nice to see the offense return to form in this one. We had a couple weeks there where the offense was a little sluggish, but they've been incredible today. And yeah, let's just get one more stop and put this thing away. Corbin Ostergaard on the field now, so Jace Nolan, one of those guys fighting through some wear and tear at the moment. And it looks like 2 receivers kind of got in each other's way. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Going to be a handoff for Keith. And Xavier Kennedy, how about the true freshman linebacker making the tackle when he was the only one back. No huddle now. 3rd and 7 for Memphis as they are trying to come back. Oh, no. And he missed the throw. Something Ashton Daniels has not done much today is missed throws. But that's exactly what he did there. 4th and 7. Memphis on their last legs here. And it's a throw to the sideline, and it's incomplete. He was flying out of bounds and couldn't get a foot down. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. We got the ball back with the turnover on downs, and now it's just a matter of running clock. Great run from Clark here to get a number of yards. Gets about, it looked like 5 or 6 maybe. Ran 5 seconds off the clock, so another timeout is called. Keeper for Chris. Can he get the first? Not quite. 2 seconds left before the 2-minute timeout, and Memphis has used their last timeout, so a first down will officially end the game. I'm going to bet on them expecting the run again, and we're going to run play action. And we're going to hit Faison over the middle. Jordan Faison, touchdown! Just running the score up at this point, but who cares, baby? Another touchdown for the Marlins, and that one officially, I mean, this game was over anyway, but that one puts it way out of reach, where even if they have a miraculous score and get an onside kick, it still is unattainable for Memphis. An incredible showing for the Marlins today, and I guess the downside is now I got to give them the ball back and let them run more clock. They nearly blocked another one. My gosh, a flag actually thrown on the play. This might be roughing the kicker. It is, in fact, roughing the kicker. I'm going to assume... yeah, it'll be enforced on the kickoff, so this will likely just be booted out the back of the end zone. Oh yeah, we're kicking it from midfield. This is going to go through the uprights. Watch this. Boom. That should be worth 3 more points if you ask me. Would have liked to not give up that play, but whatever. Oh, if Ostergaard had jumped for it, he would have had the pick, but it's going to be 3rd and 10 instead. Dang it. Running back had it over the middle, and it's a 3rd down conversion for Memphis. Just stat padding at this point. What? How in the world did he get out of that? Oh, Ostergaard had a free run at Daniels, but he couldn't get home in time, and it's a absolute garbage time touchdown. That's what we call in Detroit a Matthew Stafford special. Scoring a touchdown drive when the game was well out of reach already, just to pad those stats up. It'll cut the lead to 14. Are they even going to try the onside kick? Looks like they will, so we will line up for it, and I'm just hoping we recover this so we can just end this game. Oh my gosh, you did not need to do that, Scott. What the crap was that? But anyway, that is going to do it. Zeon Chris will take the final knee, and that is going to be it. It's Freeport Tech picking up another win, our 7th of the year at home against Memphis. Got some revenge on them after last year when we had a chance to beat them and kind of choked it away. But Zeon Chris, 5 touchdowns on the day. An insane performance for him. And it's hard to not just be super excited about how the team looked today. Defense left a bit to be desired, unfortunately. It was not a strong showing defensively. But the offense, I mean, what a return to form. Like I said, the Temple game and the ECU game, 2 games where the offense kind of sputtered a bit, and which was a bit out of the ordinary for how good it's been this year. Our offense has been incredible this year, and it just wasn't the last 2 weeks. But what a return to form. Zeon Chris, 15 for 18 for 329 yards. That's 83% completions, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception, which of course was on the first drive of the game. I'm glad that didn't end up really hurting us too bad, because that was just one of those fluke plays that I'm not going to act like is like a stupid thing to have happen, because that happens in real football all the time, especially in college plays like that. So I ain't about to complain about it in that regard. But Duke Clark, how about it? The guy who has struggled with wear and tear, sitting out of games, he was out there basically the entire game until the very, very end. Like the last 2 plays of the game, I think Jalen Brooks was in there instead. But 15 for 90 and a touchdown. An incredible showing for him. Had a heck of a run where he broke some tackles and stuff like that, which I don't think he's necessarily known as a powerful runner. He's listed as an East-West playmaker, but at 6'1", 196, he's no small dude, so he's clearly got some power in him, and he showed it. Zeon Chris had 7 for 43 as well. Not like an insane performance on the run for him, but a very good one. He was very dependable on those keepers and those scrambles on pass plays. Jelani Watkins, the man of the hour. What else could I say about this guy that hasn't been said already? 4 catches, 109 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 103 of those yards were after the catch, which is just crazy. He was unstoppable in this game. Memphis had no answer for him, and he just kept making them pay every time he got the ball in his hands. That was one of the crazier performances I have seen for an individual receiver, definitely in this series, but just in general in College Football 26, including stuff that I've done off channel. Blake Smith was also awesome today. 4 catches for 103 yards. Love to see him very involved. And I think it goes to show, like I was saying earlier, about how I feel like we need to get a tight end in this recruiting class. We use tight end a lot. There's a lot of formations we run that have a tight end. So getting another good one, with Blake Smith graduating and Eric LeCount's only going to be a second-year guy. We'll see how much he develops. But landing another tight end is not something I'd be opposed to. Javier Broussard the third, 2 for 61 and a touchdown. Had, of course, the touchdown on the 3rd and inches when they just sold out to stop the run and forgot to cover the receiver. So love to see him take advantage of that. And Jordan Faison had 2 for 24 and a touchdown. His, of course, was the last one that we had. So these guys are... These are 2 very talented receivers that I'm very happy we have, but unfortunately, just with the nature of the offense, we haven't seen a lot of crazy stat lines for them. But it's nice to see both of them get a touchdown on the board this week. Eric LeCount had 2 for 22 as well, and Duke Clark had 1 for 10. Blocking, not as dominant as we normally see. No sacks allowed, which is nice. I mean, we took a sack, but I guess none of them were credited to an O-lineman. But nice to see that Pancake's still there. 2 for Kirkland and then 1 for Fenimore, Lawson, Reed, and Griffin. Lawson, the fullback, getting a pancake. How about that? Yeah, Peyton Kirkland. We usually see like at least 5 pancakes for him, so that's a little weird that we didn't see that this time. Holy crap, Marquez Vick had 14 tackles? That's insane. I mean, he plays nickelback, so he's kind of in and around the play a lot, but still, like, what? What even is that? That's nuts. Wyatt Foster right behind him with 10, which is, I mean, double digits in general is crazy, but 14 tackles? He was one of the guys that was had some wear and tear problems on that final drive or on that one drive when I was talking about how we had to keep subbing guys out. He was one of those guys. So I guess that's something that makes sense if he has 14 tackles on the day. Jace Nolan was 7, Dante Carter with 6. A lot of TFLs, or not a lot, but a couple, I guess. Xavier Kennedy had 1, Marquez Vick had 1, Jace Nolan had 1, DeAndre White had 1. No sacks on the day, which is, I'm not going to lie, a little bit disappointing. I feel like we've struggled to apply consistent pressure to these quarterbacks, especially lately. Not like, I don't even know if I want to say like this season on the whole, but especially I feel like it lasts like almost 5 games maybe. Just feels like we haven't gotten home on the quarterback very often. We also didn't force any turnovers today. Ostergaard and JD Drew each credited with a pass deflection. But of course, I mean, I gotta talk about him. Jelani Watkins also had a touchdown in the kick return game. So their game plan was clearly to kick the ball away from him because Marquise Taylor had 4 returns for 80 yards in total. But Jelani Watkins, his one opportunity that he had, he housed it from 98 yards out. Just insane. Like I said, I have run out of words to describe how incredible of a player Jelani Watkins is and has been for us. I am so happy he is on our team, and hopefully he sticks around because this is the kind of guy that you love having, and you try and give him the ball as many times as possible throughout the game. So, ridiculous performance for Jelani Watkins. Staying on track, the Marlins moved to 4-1 in conference after a win over Memphis. Yes, we are on track for an incredible season already, sitting at 7-2. I wonder what does our conference look like right now? I know we were up there before. Okay, so Tulane and USF are both undefeated in conference play. USF only at 58 overall, but man, the heck of a season they're having. Tulane at 7-1 overall, USF at 6-2 overall. I don't know if we play either of them, but that is interesting. We sit in 3rd place behind them. Might as well look at our schedule. So we do play Tulane. We get them at home, and they're also ranked 19th in the country. So that looks like it's going to be a high-profile matchup for us. So that's a very exciting opportunity. We do not get USF, so we can't do anything to improve our chances against them. We got to hope someone else beats them, or we got to win. We got to keep winning, and we got to hope someone beats them along the way, and somehow we get a tiebreaker, I guess. But yeah, incredible season we are having. 7-2, 4-1 in conference play. Now Memphis drops to 4-5, 1-4 in conference play. Rough conference season for them, but heck of a performance. Watkins is the man of the hour, and Zion Chris as well. Just a great showing from him through the air. And we'll sim on ahead and see if we can end the episode with any more good news. No commitments, but some updates. So McClure has reached his top 3, and it looks like we are hopefully going to lock him away. It looks like he's maybe 2 weeks away from committing if things hold. So that's good. Jermaine Timms, we still lead for him. He has reached his top 5, so we'll have to see what his hard sell is. Emmett Corner has reached his top 5, and oh boy, Jacksonville State has hopped in the race now, so we are no longer the only team pursuing him. So we got to hold them off. Fortunately, we have built up a lead. Hopefully we can keep that. Jamal Reed, we're not going after anymore. And Ray Pepper, the gem corner, who I just added to the board, has already reached his top 8. And it looks like we have moved ahead of Utah because we offered him a scholarship and set the house on him. So it looks like only positive updates, although another team jumping in the race for a recruit I really want always makes me a little nervous. How about that? Jelani Watkins given American Offensive Player of the Week honors for his 4-catch, 109-yard, 3-touchdown performance plus the 98-yard kick return. He absolutely deserves it. I mean, that's one of the best performances I've ever seen. Doesn't get the national nod. Let's see who stole that from him this week. Offensive, Dalen Singleton. 12 catches for 179 yards and 5 touchdowns in a 63-59 win over Notre Dame. All right, fine, you can have the national honors. 5 touchdowns through the air is insane, but I'm going to say Jelani Watkins deserved his bid for it. It doesn't show his kick return touchdown here, obviously, but I mean, 5 touchdowns is crazy. I can't act like Singleton didn't deserve that one. But looks like next week We are hitting the road to take on a 6-3 UAB team, so this team isn't going to be a slouch either. UAB, a team that we definitely played last year. I can't remember how that game went, but I assume we lost it. But so we got to try and keep the positive momentum going if we want a chance at winning the conference. The loss to Temple is going to hurt us with the two teams ahead of us being undefeated. At least they were last week. I guess I could look right now and make sure that see if that is still the case. Okay, looks like it is. Tulane and USF both won again last week, so we're still in third place in the conference. So if we want to play in the conference championship game, we got to keep on winning, and UAB is the next opponent in our way for that. So looks like we'll have some recruiting hours to play with as well. I'll have to go through there. Maybe I'll get a chance to scout that tight end, and yeah, we'll see how all those races go. But that's gonna do it for us this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Incredible win against a talented Memphis team to get to 7-2, and yeah, Zion, Chris, and Watkins, the stars of the day, and we'll see who will be the star in this next game against UAB. It's coming down to it, baby. I'm getting excited about our chances of potentially winning the conference in year 2, which would be crazy. I mean, the American's not an incredibly talented conference, but it's one of the better group of 5 conferences out there. I mean, some would probably consider it the best one. But with like Cincinnati and Houston moving out of it to the Power 4 level, it's weakened a little bit, but still a very good conference. So winning it in year 2 would be incredible. But that's for the future. Again, thank you for joining me. Love and appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see all y'all in my next episode. There y'all.